Hi everybody. These videos related to physics are small attempts to continue our teaching and our education activities during the lockdown also. Obviously, they are not as efficient as the classroom teaching which we undergo, and me as a teacher also don't feel that confident what the confidence what we feel and the effectiveness which we feel in the classroom, but still this is the only option through which we can stay connected and continue our study activities. So just go through it, and if you like it, uh, then please share it with others also. Do give some certain suggestions in the comment section so that we can do certain changes. Gradually, we are trying to improve. I am also new to this video making techniques, but trying to learn with time. So, and one more thing, there could be in the during the video there could be some disturbance at the background. So try to ignore that. We have tried to minimize that, but if still certain background noise persists, try to cope with that, and try to share it and refer it with other students also. It could be 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th class students and other students also related to any preparing for any competitive examinations. So it will give little motivation if it gets shared with more and more people. Hope to see you soon in classroom. Hello students. So we will continue with our chapter of magnetic effects of current. This is lecture 2 of magnetic effects of current. In previous lecture, we seen how magnetic field is generated or induced at a given point due to moving charges. In previous class, I told you this formula. Okay, this has been shown here. Previous class we have seen this. V is the velocity of the charged particle. R is the position vector of the point of interest from the with respect to the position of charge. So we have discussed this. You should go and see the previous lecture for this. Now today we'll talk about the highlighted part, magnetic field due to straight current carrying conductor. So when we talk about straight current carrying conductor, actually we know that whenever charges move in the region around the moving charge, magnetic field is produced. Now other than that, we know that what is a conductor. This has been shown. This is the conductor which has been shown to you. Obviously we know from our previous knowledge all the conductors also carry charge, and when a lot of charges move in a particular direction, we say current is going, electric current is going. So this is a magnified view of a conductor which has been shown in this cylindrical form, and we are saying that charges are moving in upward direction. So this shows that I current is flowing in the conductor. Okay, so what is I? I is your current through conductor. Current through conductor. Okay, using this phenomena only, using this formula only, we'll continue with the same part. Okay, I'll be using this formula, and we'll try to get a formula for magnetic field due to current carrying conductor. So here, see, there are a lot of charges moving in this conductor, but for simplicity I have taken a charge q here. If you see here, okay, single charge we are considering, it is moving upward with velocity v. What is this velocity? We know the charges move in the conductor with the velocity which is called as drift velocity. So this is drift velocity. I can always be written as, if I want to write I can always be written as dq by dt or your q by t. Okay, so see, magnetic field is directly proportional to magnitude of charges. So what we are doing here, in this case, this is a long wire, but we are assuming current or charges of a small section or small length of the wire. That will be called as elementary length. It will be called as your elementary length. So let's suppose you are taking this much length. Okay, cross section area is A. Okay, so let's suppose this is your small cross section area and the length of this cross section is dl. It has some length and this length is dl. It is a vector quantity and it is also pointing in upward direction. So if you want to see the direction of dl, it will also be in upward direction. Okay, so wherever I see, let's suppose that in this case magnetic field is because of charge q and magnetic field is what, sir? B. Instead of this, this expression can also be rewritten as, let's suppose you have small charge, this charge is dq, this charge is what, sir? Dq, and with respect to that we can write that the magnetic field which is produced here, that will be dB. Okay, elementary magnetic field. What is dB? dB is your elementary magnetic field. Elementary magnetic field due to charge in how much section? dq charge. This much section of contains some charges. That charge is dq. What is the length? In how much length of the conductor? This is also elementary length. Okay, anything which has d with it is elementary only and will be used for the purpose of integration in length dl. Okay, and it has some volume also, some cross section area also. So you can say that the cross section area is a of the conductor and elementary length is dl, and you have elementary volume. Elementary volume, how much volume is enclosed into this? This is dv, and elementary volume dv is product of cross section area A and dl. Okay, volume is what? Length into breadth into height. So there are three dimensions. Length into breadth you can take it from here, and this is dl. It is a dot product. Remember, this is important formula of elementary volume. What is this, sir? This is elementary volume dv of this much cross section which has been shown here. Okay, one more important thing which I want to tell you, area is a vector quantity, dl is a vector quantity, but the volume which you get from here is a purely scalar quantity. So let's try to modify this formula as per my requirement. So what we can do from this formula, what we can write here, let's write it here. So I simply say that elementary magnetic field dB, it can be written as mu naught upon 4 pi. What is changing? Q will become dq into v, and this v is your drift velocity with which charges are moving inside the conductor, r upon r square. See, whenever I make it r square, you can always take care that when it is r in the denominator, for that case r square in the denominator, so in that case what we have to do, we have to make this as unit vector, or you can go by this simple formula also. So I can rewrite this expression as in which form? Let's keep it simple. Mu naught by 4 pi dq v r sine theta. See, when I'm writing in this form in sine theta, I'm simply talking about the magnitude here. Okay, because the direction has already been taken care by sine theta here. V by r upon r square. What is the magnitude of this? Its magnitude is your magnitude of r is the one only, because it is a unit vector. So let's rewrite this. How dq can be rewritten? See, you can see from here, dq from here can be written as what, sir? I into dt. I into dt. So I will replace dq as I into dt. Okay, and what v can be written? So let's rewrite this expression as in which form? Mu naught by 4 pi. What dq can be written? Dq can be written as I into dt, and this is your v cross R by R square. Now, if you see here, let's suppose that by velocity v, your charge moves for dt distance. Okay, this is your small length which you were talking of the conductor, which has been shown here. What is this length? This length is dl. A charged particle is moving v. It will cross this length in how much time? It will cross this length in time dt. So wherever your v into dt is been written, it can be replaced by dl. It can be replaced by dl. What will be the direction? Whatever is the direction of v, velocity vector, same will be the direction of the length or the displacement which the charged particle has covered. So what I'm trying to tell you here, it is simply that it can be written as mu naught upon 4 pi, and this complete thing, this your v into dt can be written as dl. Okay, so how I'll write this? This complete thing can be written as I into, direction is same, so I can put this inside also, because whatever is the direction of v, same is the direction of dl also. So it can be written as dl vector cross r unit vector, that is a position vector, divided by r square. Okay, so it can be rewritten like this. So I've got this formula. So what is this formula for? This formula is for elementary length of a wire, or say straight length of a wire. So normally wire will be very long, okay, but I'm considering, let's suppose this is a wire which is carrying some current I. So I'm saying that because of this, in this vicinity, in its vicinity, some current, some magnetic field will be produced. So let's suppose I'm bothered about point P. I'm interested in finding that what is the magnetic field at point P because of this current carrying wire. Now what I'll do, I'll say that I'm not in a condition to tell you what is the magnetic field due to whole wire. So what we do, I say that let us take a small length of the wire, and that length is dl. In magnified form it has been shown here, and this is like a top view of the wire. You're seeing the wire from the top. So this is your point of interest. Let's suppose here the observer is standing or you are standing, and this is the wire which is carrying some current. So in this case, you are considering magnetic field because of dl length only, dl length of the conductor. Okay, so that magnetic field will be shown as what's a dB, and obviously it will come from the cross product of dl and r vector. What will be the direction of magnetic field? We'll use cross product rule, or this is simply we'll use right hand rule. Okay, right hand rule. What this rule tells you, this rule is used to find the direction of magnetic field. What this will give you, sir? It will give you direction of magnetic field. This is very important. Okay, so how to get the direction? Simply try to hold, this is your fingers, these are your fingers, and then this is your right hand. Okay, so that is already understood by the name itself. So what we do here, we simply say that let's suppose we have a current carrying wire with us. We are holding a current carrying wire. Okay, this is, and it is carrying some current I. We have a current carrying wire here, and it is carrying some current I. So your thumb should point in the direction of current. Then the direction of your curling finger, the direction of your curling fingers will show the direction of magnetic field lines. Okay, magnetic field lines are actually formed in ring form, concentric rings. Okay, you must have studied that in 10th class also, that here if this is a current carrying wire, so magnetic field lines are produced in form of these rings. Okay, these rings which you see here are nothing but these are your magnetic field lines. Okay, so magnetic field lines, if you see it from this side of the conductor, it depends which side you are standing. So this is the current carrying wire. So I say this is a ring like structure, and ring is rotating like this. Ring is rotating like this inside the plane of paper. Okay, so let's suppose here it is going. If you see on the right side, then magnetic field lines are going inside. Here magnetic field is going inside, and here magnetic field lines are coming outside. This is inside the plane of paper, and this is outside the plane of paper. Okay, so let's suppose this is a wire. What I'm trying to say, this is a wire, and your magnetic field lines will be in this format, in these form of these rings, Okay, what is the direction? Direction will be something like this, which can always be calculated with the help of right hand rule. So what right hand rule tells, that hold the wire in such a manner that your thumb points in the direction of current, then your direction of curling fingers will tell you the direction of rotation of magnetic field rings. Okay, so this is the formula which will be dealing with this. Obviously, without mentioning, it can also be written as mu naught I dl r sine theta. What is sine theta? In this case, if you want to write this in this format, dB is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta. Just give me a minute, let's correct it a little bit. Okay, so now it will be a little clear. So what is the formula which we will be following? I dl sine theta by r square. See, here dl is there in same format. This is the magnitude of dl, and here r, I'm deliberately not writing r, because the magnitude of r is your unit vector, so its magnitude will be 1. Okay, so here if I'll write, its magnitude will be 1, so 1 is not need to be written, so it can directly be written as mu naught ideal sine theta by r square. So I'm simply making this in this format. What is theta, sir? Theta, don't get confused, theta is between your dl vector and your r position vector. Okay, so we'll tell you different, like 2-3 examples we'll take, so it will make our understanding better for that. So what else, in which other form we can write this? And one more thing, what is the name? This formula has a name, so we call this as, it is the name of the scientist who discovered this, Biot-Savart's law. This is called as what, sir? This is called as your Biot-Savart's law. It simply says that when a current carrying conductor is there, the region around it will experience a magnetic field, which is being given by this formula. Okay, it can be also be written in one more form, so let's see that also. Before that, I should know, so let's write this in second form also. It is simple only. So what do we need to see in the second form? There's another way to write this. You may get this format in exam. See, J is your current density. This is from current electricity chapter. J is your current carrying passing through per unit cross section area of the conductor. Okay, so often I can be written as vector J into A. Okay, and it is their dot product. So for now, J dot A, it will be written as JA cos theta. I am taking here J and A are in same direction for the sake of simplicity. There is no problem, you can take cos theta also, but to keep simple here, I am simply saying J and A are in same direction. So in which format you can write this? You have this formula, and how this formula can be rewritten. Let's suppose you have written dB is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I. See here what I can be written like, this is your I, how I can be written in this form. I'm looking for this formula. I can be written from this as vector j dot vector a, and inside it is dl cross r, that is position vector, upon r square. Now I want you to understand that in this case, see, your a into dl, area into length, this makes you volume. Okay, this will give you volume. I have told it, shown here also in rough work here, that volume can be written as in this format. We can write a into dl is what, sir? You are taking small cross section of the wire, and we say that its length is dl and its cross section area is a. Then obviously if you multiply these two, then your a into dl will give you the volume contained in this length, that is dv, which is purely vector quantity. Okay, and j, see, what is the direction of area vector? The direction of area vector is in this direction. So if you see here, the direction of area vector is in this direction. This is your area vector direction. At the same time, the direction of j, as I told you, is also in the same direction. So we can interchange, see, we can bring some quantity inside the bracket or outside the bracket where cross product is involved only when they are in same direction. So here, when a and dl will be multiplied, you will get dv. I'll take out dv out of this bracket and fix j, and fix this j inside. So what I can write this, in which format we can write this? We can further write this db as db is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi, and see, j, I'm saying a into dl is volume, so I'm writing that outside, that is dv into j I'm taking inside, so this is j vector cross r vector, complete this, divided by again your r square. Okay, this is pink color I have selected, so I'm just like novices to use of this, so just ignore that. I hope this is clear by this also. So this is your second form. Okay, this is your second form, so you can see this formula in this format also. Okay, so we should be able to understand, like we should be able to identify if this is given in some other form also. Okay, so you will find another lecture. This is like little theory. We have discussed that how current carrying conductor is responsible for producing magnetic field, and we'll be dealing with different spaces. So will what other shapes we are, or other numericals will we will also see some other numericals also, but that will be in the next lecture. So that will be uploaded in lecture 3, otherwise the length of the video goes too long. Okay, fine. So what we have learned here, we know that how magnetic field is produced due to a single charge. Now we know that how what is Biot-Savart's law, and how magnetic field is produced due to a current carrying conductor. Okay, so what we discussed, we can again give its name. What formula we have discussed? The formula which we have discussed here is Biot-Savart's law. So this is what we can write this. Today we have discussed Biot-Savart's law. Okay, so always definition you will find anywhere. Okay, thank you. And if this video is useful, please share it with others also. It gives little motivation to make new videos. It might not be very good or need some certain feedback. So feel free to comment. And also, if this is useful, then refer other people to like and share with other your friends also. Thank you. That the